Somewhere in the undersea gloom, there lurks a fearsome predator, a figure straight out of our worst nightmares, the eel. Many people think eels are frightening creatures that belong in horror movies. But actually, eels are just fish. They may come in lots of different colors, but they have one thing in common. Instead of being round like the pufferfish, or flat like the flounder, or stringy like the trumpetfish, they're slinky like snakes. And thanks to that snaky shape, eels are at home in lots of different habitats. These garden eels live in the sandy bottom, looking more like plants than animals, except when disturbed. That's when they retreat down the holes they've burrowed in the bottom. The snake eel uses the same strategy. When it senses danger, it digs into the sand tail first. Now you see them, now you don't. But most eels seek out rocky crevices, using their shape to go where few predators can find them. The rocks are also a good place to hunt. When an eel wants dinner, fish can swim, but they can't hide. Using sharp teeth to seize their prey, eels have little trouble finding a meal, and when they do, it's not a pretty sight. Like snakes, eels swallow their living prey whole. You can see this fish still moving inside the eel. Eventually, it will die from lack of oxygen. Sometimes eels' eyes seem to be bigger than their stomachs. But you'd be surprised. By tying itself in a knot like this, scientists believe that eels are actually crushing their dinner into a more bite-sized piece. Eels don't have very good table manners. But when you don't have any hands, it's kind of hard to use a knife and fork. But sometimes eels do bite off more than they can chew. This eel really wants this yellow tang for dinner. When chewing doesn't work, he tries the knot trick. But even that tangle technique isn't always successful. And in the end, this yellow tang escapes the jaws of death. It looks a little stunned, but it'll have quite a story to tell back home, if it makes it back home. Ouch! Here's a scary sight. Just look at all these eels. But are eels really as vicious as they're made out to be? This diver plans to find out. With his hand safely covered in chainmail gloves, he plans to hand feed this slithering mass. At first, the eels do bite the hand that feeds them, but this may be due to their poor eyesight rather than their ill tempers. Eels learn quickly, though, and soon they're eating out of the diver's hand as gently as family pets. And by the end of the day, these vicious monsters of the deep have become cuddly as kittens. It all goes to show that with a little understanding, a scary nightmare creature can turn into a friend.